Okay, now that I have your attention, welcome to your numerology life path reading for the month of October 2021. So I had to put that up there in a way that actually grabs people's attention, because so many people will literally just go through the intro, and it's really important that you understand the overall context of the month. So that you can really factor in how this is actually going to affect your life path number. And more importantly, the intro is there and it's the same for everybody. So if you're literally just skipping the first part where I start to speak, you're going to miss the message where I tell you that the intro is important because it provides a context. That being said, this month is a universal month 6, right? So for all of us, the universal energy that this month is governed by is the number 6. Now 6 is in a lot of ways the number of home and hearth. It's the number of familial ties and responsibilities, but it's also more than that, right? So things that are really important for you to know for this month: educational pursuits this month are going to be highly favored, as will anything to do with that academic kind of sphere. Now, what's beautiful about this is this could be a really good month for you to dedicate yourself to some sort of educational program. Given the fact that we've got the Mercury retrograde taking place, this would also be a really good month for you to rededicate yourself to your studies. If there's something that you've been studying that you know you could pull your finger out on and you need to get back to, no matter how busy you are, if there's something that you need to pick your learning back up on or catch up on, this is the month to do it. This is the month to do that work, to get yourself back to where you need to be in your studies in some way, shape or form. So that being said, as I said, this is the number of the home and the hearth, right? So domestic life this month is going to take a huge upswing, whether this is clearing your gutters, mowing the lawns, chucking out the leaves, giving the house a new fresh coat of paint, all of the maintenance work. So not necessarily like the sexiest stuff in the world, but the stuff that really helps us take care of the things that we actually have is where you need to put your focus this month. Anything that you do in that regard will go a long way. So also community matters, right? So in a 6 month, the communities that you are tied to, whether those are digital communities, local communities or familial ties, this stuff really is going to come to the fore. It's going to be quite important for all of us in some way, shape or form. Given that 6 is that energy of maintenance, and it's also the energy of enhancing and balancing out the experience that we're having, this would be a really good month to check in with your tribes, to check in with your people, to make sure that you're giving enough to your familial, digital or local ties. This is a great month for you to maybe search out somebody in your community or find a group in your community that you want to belong to. If there's a new class that you want to take, if there's a group discussion that you want to join or something of that nature, this is a good month to do so. It would also be a really good month as well to use that Mars in Libra action orientated energy around relationships. If there's something of an active kind of energy that you really want to pursue or to help or to push forward, if there's something that you feel really viscerally connected to on a social level, this would be a really great month to get involved in that kind of thing. So I've also got here as well problem solving and solution finding. 6 energy is really great for this because it's very often like, when you're cleaning, when you're doing something monotonous and this amazing idea comes to you, or not even that, sometimes when you're in the most random place or you're having a shower or whatever, like the idea to something or the answer or the solution to something will come to you. This is why getting into those tasks this month can actually be really, really helpful in some way, shape or form. I don't know, for me personally, I always find that when I go about, like when I start cleaning or doing something, it's like, because this is kind of free, like this kind of has a moment to say, okay, we can focus on all of the other stuff, right? It's really interesting. So Balance in relationships. I find this really interesting because 6 energy is ruled by Venus. The sun is currently in Libra, as is Mars, right? So there's a lot of focus on those kinds of energies at this moment in time, which I find really, really interesting and really intriguing, because balance in relationships in a 6 month is going to be really, really important. Dedicating time to your relationships, dedicating time to their maintenance, to their upkeep. What does your partner want? What does your partner need? Are you giving enough to your relationship? Are you assisting your partner? Are they giving those things back to you? Are your relationships balanced? Are they fair? Are they equal? Are they where they need to be at this moment in time? All of this stuff could be highlighted for you. If you're not in a partnership, what about the relationship or the partnership with yourself? How is that at the moment? How is the self-talk? Is the self-talk good? Is the way that you treat yourself and nurture and nourish yourself in balance, or is it just work, work, work at the moment? These are all things that you can look at this month and actually make some real headway with. Home purchases. So anything that you need to buy for the home, anything that you want to or maybe even purchasing a home itself. This month, because that 6 energy is in the rule, this would be a great month to tap into that energy. Now, here's the way that this is going to work, because obviously we do have the Mercury retrograde, and yes, we've got a lot of planets going direct this month, but what we need to consider here is this. If you are not a Mercury retrograde native, if you weren't born with that happening in your chart, recycling old items of furniture, upcycling, redoing, re-sprucing, like all of that sort of stuff. Go into thrift stores, or we call them car boot sales here, right? Or a yard sale or anything like that is highly favored. One, because you can get much better deals on anything that is second hand during a Mercury retrograde, and 2, because anything that you upcycle or recycle in some way, shape or form, you have a chance to really get the most out of. That's one of the ways that you could really get a lot out of this particular Mercury retrograde, because it's happening in the sign of Libra. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say this would be a good time to purchase anything large and new. But if you were, excuse me, if you were born under a Mercury retrograde, free reign, right? You get to go nuts while the rest of us run around like headless chickens going, Mercury! You guys can sail through, right? So those rules don't really apply to you. And it's not to say that they always do when Mercury's not retrograde, because obviously it doesn't spend as much time retrograde as it does not retrograde, but it just means that you guys have the upper hand in this way. And I kind of find that interesting. It's almost like a cosmic gift or blessing. It's like, yeah, I'm going to give you guys an advantage here, whereas let's say somebody who has Jupiter in the 2nd house has the cosmic upper hand when it comes to making money, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's loads of, we all get some form of a blessing, but those of you that were born under a Mercury retrograde, that is yours, right? Okay, so that being said, this is a really good time to redecorate. It's a really good time to clean your house, the autumn or the spring clean. If you didn't get round to it when the autumn equinox kicked in, this is a perfect month to do so, absolutely. And also, this energy is a great energy to make a house a home. All right, so whatever that means to you, whatever you could do or get ready or bring into the home, that's going to enhance the experience of the house or the place that you live in becoming your actual home, or at least feeling more like home for now. Whatever you put in place this month could go a long way to creating that energy for you. All right, so with that said, that is your intro and overview. Thank you for sticking with it, and I will see you for your life path reading. All right, take care, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, you wonderful Life Path 3 person. Welcome to your personal numerology for October 2021. All right, so let's get into it. This month, the way that the energy combines for you with the 6 month that we already have, it's going to be about completions, culminations, and endings. This is very likely to be a month for you where you will probably, like 3 is very much an expansive energy. It likes to grow, it likes to proliferate, it likes to spread out or around even, you hussies. Right, but this month you're going to find yourself contracting. You're going to find yourself getting into this energy of what needs to be removed, what needs to be closed down, what needs to be set aside, what needs to be refined in a lot of ways. And it's not so much that this energy is at odds with yours, it's just it's not even so much that it's a restrictive energy. It will feel restrictive to you because yours is the number of growing things and starting things and proliferating things, whereas this energy for you is actually coming in as what is about closing down, culminating, completing. So it's a good month for you to dedicate your time and energy to anything of a charitable nature. If you want to start a charity, join a charity, do some sort of volunteering, all of that stuff, highly favored for you. It's a really good month for you to get rid of things as well. Like if you've got that pile of clothes that you no longer wear, give them away rather than throwing, obviously if they're not, if they're trashed or whatever, and I don't think anybody wants your old smalls, but right, find a way to give things away. Like if you've got things and you think, I don't want this anymore, I don't use it, whatever, if you can give it away, if you can donate it, much better energy for you, and actually it will give you a more complete feeling than just chucking stuff out for the sake of it. That being said, it is a good month to get rid of stuff, to cull, right? To do the maintenance work on things, getting rid of stuff. It's a good month, like, whatever season it is, whatever hemisphere you're in, this is a good month to cut back the brush on plants, in your garden and all of that kind of stuff. It's also a very good month to utilize the natural world to enhance your experience. In short terms, spend time out in nature, spend time with animals, spend time with children. All of these things will be highly, they'll be like more nourishing than usual this month. So when it comes to love and relationships, for those of you that are partnered and or in relationships, you will be feeling the partnership and the relationship at a much deeper level this month. And you might find that you don't necessarily feel like actually socializing this month. You may feel a bit more, and that's odd for a 3, right? Anybody that's got heavy 3 energy likes communication, likes to connect with people, likes to be here, there and everywhere. This month you might be a bit more insular and you might just want more time alone with your partner and need that. That nourishing and nurturing energy is going to pervade this month. And the other thing as well, for a very select few of you, if you are in the kind of relationship that has been on the rocks for a while, this energy could bring about a culmination, an ending or a completion. The beauty of this month and the way that it combines though, especially with the energies that are at play, if a relationship is coming to an end, it will be in a very amicable way. Like it will be, maybe for a slither of you, it will be not very amicable at all. But for the most part, as a whole, as a general overview, if your relationship is coming to an end this month, it will be on really good terms. It will just be one of those times where you just say, you know what, it's not working, is it? Or I don't feel it anymore. You don't feel it anymore. Let's just do our thing and go our separate ways. Now, for those of you that are single, expect the I miss you text from an ex. Expect to run into an ex or 2 or 3. Hopefully not in the same place. Oh my gosh, ground, open up and swallow me whole. Or in consecutive days, one after the other. That could be too much. But hey ho, the universe knows what it's doing. All right, so leave it up to that. When it comes to your money and your finances this month, you will be a lot more generous this month. You'll feel a lot more naturally giving. You will be more charitable. You may need to be more charitable. Maybe a friend or a family member comes to you and says, look, I need money. This is a month really to give of yourself. Your money, your finances, your resources, not to deplete yourself, because you have a responsibility to yourself as well as everybody else. So it's not a month to deplete yourself, but it is a month to be accountable and supportive to others. It really is. And the beauty of this is as well, when you tap into this energy, you start to realize not only does it make you feel great to help others, but it also tops up your own karmic energies for good things to find you. Why? Because this energy is kind of like a cornucopia. It's the spiral. So what we give always comes back to us. All right, so this is also a month I've put here as well. If you need stuff, items, things, don't buy new. Recycle, upcycle, buy something like secondhand, especially if it's like a car or a vehicle of some sort. This month you could get a really good deal, especially because we've got a Mercury retrograde happening as well. So you're tapping into this from sort of double ends of the spectrum. The one thing that I have put here as well, but when it comes to money, you can't give from an empty cup, right? So you're not supposed to deplete yourself, but you are supposed to share what you have. When it comes to work, so clear your rotas, clear your rosters, do the work on your schedules, look at all of those things. What is it that you need to do? What is it that you have to do? And what is it that you're doing for the sake of it? This could be a really good month to shirk an old habit or a bad or a responsibility that doesn't belong to you, right? It may be something that you've been doing for a long time that you're starting to feel bitter and resentful about. This could be a really good month to clear that, or to go into the boss and say, look, I've been doing overtime for X amounts of time. I need to slow it down now, right? My time is precious and it needs to be spent elsewhere at this point. If you are a business, so if you're employed, I've talked about that. If you, what I've also put here as well, your humor this month could go a very long way. Use your humor as a life path 3. You guys are wickedly funny. I know a lot of life path 3 people actually, and they're all hilarious, even when I wish they wouldn't be. What I will say to you as well is this month, how you win is by killing them with kindness, right? So if you've got a tough situation going on in the professional sphere, that should be your mantra. For those of you that are business owners, this month, roll up your sleeves, get in the dirt with your employees if you have them, or the people that you manage. If you've got business partnerships, this would be a good time to do maintenance on them. It's a really good time as well for you to maybe not necessarily take a break or a vacation, but to take a break with your business partners or your employees and just say, like, you know what, where are we at? Where do we need to focus more? How is everybody actually feeling? Because you're going to be feeling very deeply empathic this month, or empathetic. And as you are, you could get a really good sense of how to get the most out of people by really nourishing and nurturing how they feel. All right, so if you're looking for work this month, don't bother. Wait till next month, all right? Do some looking, do some digging, hit up your network. But this month, if you've got time, volunteer. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, not to forget you, volunteer, share your time freely, do things for other people on a practical level that you know that they can't. If you know somebody that's got kids, go and pick up their shopping for them. Maybe go and pick the kids up from school for them. There's so many ways this month that you could do charitable or kind things that actually cost nothing, all right? And then for your best steps this month, think more of others than yourself. Not particularly, no, it is. That's actually very sexy as far as I'm concerned. But I was going to say it's not particularly a sexy month in terms of, passion and bold stuff and all the rest of it. It's just that you'll be feeling at a much deeper level. What I've also got here is any and all group projects, anywhere where you're working with or alongside others, highly favored. Warnings for this month. The energy can make you an emotionally unstable mess at times. You could swing between the highs and the lows, and they could hit you really hard this month. Step back, take a breath, think about where you're at and where you're actually trying to go, and then refocus and get back into it. Your new moon message for October from the Human Design Oracle deck is the Gate 58 and Joy. So where you're meant to rededicate yourself to living life on life's terms and just being happy and joyous about where it is that you are, what it is that you have, and how you can connect to others, I think will bring you so much. For your full moon message, you have the gate 50 and responsibility. This is actually something that I forgot to mention in the intro or the overview. So being more responsible, not just for others, but also for yourself, is going to be a big part of this month. All right. With that said, I wish an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.